First of all, I would like to welcome you all in Nepal and in Kathmandu. As you know, Kathmandu, an old city of heritages, rich culture, and the country, Nepal, a very beautiful and rich from different aspects. I would like to welcome you all in this program especially. I would like to extend my best wishes for the grand success of this very, very important program, conference, this very 56th conference of ICAO. At the meantime, ICAO is celebrating its 75th anniversary after its establishment in 1944 in Chicago. I would like to congratulate all in this regard. And I would like to extend my best wishes for the grand success of this very important program, conference, where from 44 countries, more than 350 distinguished friends are gathered here from different parts of Asia and other parts of the world as well. I think I have not so many things to say because before me, my Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation explained about the situation, desires, aspirations of Nepal, Nepali people, and the government of Nepal. Where we are now and where we want to go, how we want to work together with our friends. He made very clear. And I listened important speeches for Mr. Bernard Ellew and Mr. Arun Misra as well. And I found the feelings of all of us are similar. Commitments are similar. And our efforts are similar. We want to strengthen, particularly civil aviation, particularly safety in the field of civil aviation. And for that, we have developed common rules, regulations, led by ICAO. ICAO has formulated very clear policies and we are strictly following those policies. From where we can develop and strengthen security aspects in the field of civil aviation. I need not mention that where we are now. We were particularly in the phase of political struggle to establish democratic system Now, we have completed that phase. We established Federal Democratic Republic. We drafted and promulgated a very beautiful and best constitution through the Constituent Assembly, which was well represented by the different sectors or almost all sections of our society. So it was a little bit large, but it was very colorful and it was very effective to reflect the aspirations of the people of all sectors and segments of our society. And the Constitution is promulgated. And we entered into the phase of implementing the Constitution. For that, we held elections of all three tiers of the federal system. And after the elections we promulgated, we developed, we passed bills from the parliament to implement the Constitution, and we successfully developed passed some 35 or more new laws and amended 165 and more laws to implement the Constitution. And now we have altogether, we have three tiers of governments: the federal, the provincial, and the local. Altogether, one federal government, 7 provincial governments, and 753 local governments. Altogether, 761 governments we have. And the very first year, even in the very first year, there were no problems about the division of powers, resources, authorities among the different tiers of governments, with a very harmonious relationship. We started our journey towards the economic development. At the same time, we were making the laws, amending the laws, creating other structures. So many things we had to do to introduce, to start the practice of the federal system. But at the same time, we achieved 7.1% economic growth for the first time in history. Now, we have concentrated our efforts for economic development. There are so many aspects: agriculture, industry, trade, tourism, infrastructure development, health and education, IT sector, artificial intelligence, etc. we have to develop. Among all this, the tourism sector is very important. And you know, Nepal Everybody knows that Nepal is a beautiful country. But it is not only the truth. Nepal is not only beautiful, but it is resourceful too. We have natural resources. We have young population. 60% of our population is working population. 40% of our population is young population. And demographic dividend, natural resources. These are our strength. And our national desire, which we have fixed, prosperous Nepal and happy Nepali. Prosperity itself cannot bring happiness. If there is prosperity but there is no security, then people cannot feel happy. They cannot be happy. To be happy, people must feel they are secure and they are living respectful life. So, rights, opportunities, security, and respect of human dignity, respect of everybody. This is our way from where we can bring not only prosperity, but happiness too. For this, tourism sector is a very important sector of economic growth. And Nepal is known as the country of Sagarmatha, means Mount Everest. I want to tell you that the real name of Mount Everest is Sagarmatha. So we like to talk about Sagarmatha more than Mount Everest. This is Sagarmatha. Anyway, that is not only Sagarmatha to know Nepal, but it is such a mountainous country where more than 14 peaks are already 8,000 meters above altitude. And 2/3 of Himalayan range is in Nepal. 45% of our forest we have dedicated for the environment to maintain and to protect climate, environment, ecosystem, etc. 17% of our land is dedicated as the mountains, Himalayas. The famous river Ganga, Nepal's mountains and rivers contribution is 40% in rainy season and 72% in dry season. And Nepal is not only that much, but Nepal is a country of herbal plants. Himalayan range, I don't want to explain about the importance of Himalayas on the question of ecosystem and climate change. If hot air comes from somewhere, it cannot reach to the Himalaya, to the mountains as it is, but some kilometers far, it becomes cool already. It cannot reach to the mountain as it was hot. and recharge system. Why the mountains are shouldering so meters and meters thick layer of snow and ice? It's a very important question for the climate change. Recharge system, natural recharge system, natural cooling system. There are so many aspects, but I don't want to explain that now. But our flora and fauna, this country is very, very rich because of its diversity. We have highest peak of the world, and within a short distance, some 58 meters altitude from the sea level. So lowland we have. And there is so big diversity. And that means this country is rich for not only geographical diversity but also diversities in other aspects. In this regard, connectivity is most important for us. If the world knows about the importance of Nepal and natural conservation aspect is another hidden aspect. It is another richness of Nepal, natural conservation. So, if the entire world knows and wants to visit Nepal, and if we have no connectivity, then we cannot provide that opportunity to the people of the world. So connectivity is most important for us. And in this present era, people cannot spend much more time. So they need faster transportation, and that is aviation. So the aviation, the air transportation is most important for us to tell the world about the specialities, natural and man-made specialties. Particularly, flora and fauna are natural, but the protection of them and conservation is not only natural, but it's our efforts. In these past 10 years, we have doubled the tigers. We have similarly doubled the gaidas. Do you know what gaida? You people know gaida is rhino. Rhinos are not rhinos, gaida, they are gaida. I request you to remember this word, gaida. I am surprised sometimes where there are no gaida, those people are giving the name of rhino for their comfort of tongue. But gaida are gaida, which are protected very well in the southern part of our country, and the elephants. This is a small country, but big animals like elephants, like rhinos, are born here. So to develop our tourism sector, we want to strengthen our civil aviation sector. It is our commitment. And Nepal is ready to work together with you all, with our ICAO, to develop safety measures in this field, to develop rules and regulations, to develop friendship and cooperation among us. This is the policy of the government of Nepal. We want to work together with you. So I am requesting ICAO and Secretary General of the Asia Pacific region, as well as the Secretary Generals of different countries of Asia Pacific region and all over the world to work together. And I would like to thank to all of you, all of our friends, for supporting us in this regard. We want to strictly follow the rules and regulations of ICAO, and it's not only our international obligation, but it's our need. It's our own necessity. So we want to develop, as our Director General of Civil Aviation and our Honorable Minister explained about how we are trying to develop our airports. Two new international airports are about to complete, like Gautam Buddha International Airport in Lumbini, in Bhairava, is in the phase of completion. Within a short period of time, this airport is going to be completed. Similarly, International Airport in Pokhara, the very famous touristic destination, is also rapidly being constructed, and in the near future it will also be completed. We are going to develop Kathmandu Airport as boutique airport, where when you arrive, then you will see the glimpse of our history and culture and our efforts for modernization. The combination of history and modernization will be reflected in our boutique airport. And the process is going on right now. So without taking your more time, I would like to appreciate for your participation to you all. And I wish your stay in Kathmandu and Nepal very, very fruitful, very, very and memorable, comfortable and memorable too. I believe that the conclusions at the end of this conference will be very important, with very important suggestions conclusions drawn by the common wills and desires of all of you, all of participants. I believe that. And finally, I would like to extend best wishes of this conference. I would like to thank you all for your patience. Thank you very much.